I am Cyrus, the Persian. I am the father of Persia and the founder of the Persian Empire, ruling close to half the ancient world with tolerance, respect, and love for all mankind. My Persian Empire, encompassing 36 different nations, each with their own unique cultures, languages, customs, and religions, was an all-encompassing and all-inclusive government, creating stability, peace, and prosperity for all the nations under my leadership for 2 centuries. Many of you may not have heard of me, but the founding fathers of this great nation in which you live in today knew well of me. In fact, close to 1/3 of the US Constitution was not only based on my way of life and my leadership, but the very authors of that Constitution, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, Benjamin Franklin, and other great leaders, actually implemented my principles in the governance of this great nation. The principles which I brought to humanity 2,500 years ago and are firmly depicted in the US Constitution are still valid today in the 21st century. They will be ever fresh and everlasting for one simple reason. They are deeply rooted in humanity, and as long as humanity exists, those principles which I brought forth to all mankind will continue to exist and last forever. The pillar of those principles is the first declaration of human rights, which I ordered to be written in the clay tablet in cuneiform writing 2,500 years ago, which is now in the British Museum and has replicas in cities all across the globe. Even one hangs atop the entrance to the Hall of Nations inside the UN, where 193 nations and security councils meet. I too had a Hall of Nations, the remains of which are now in Persepolis, in Shiraz, in Iran, where I would listen to the people from all the nations under my leadership, and I would help those that needed it. When I ruled my vast Persian Empire, I had no idea that a century after I am gone, a Greek historian by the name of Xenophon would be so inspired by the way that I ruled the world with love and affection, and would write about it in the art of leadership. He called this Cyropedia and wrote it 24 centuries ago. It was later translated from Greek to Latin and then 24 different languages after that. Even the great Thomas Jefferson had 2 original copies and gave one to his grandson on his deathbed for him to consult with whenever he needed help. When I ruled my vast Persian Empire, I had no idea that 22 centuries after I am gone, Cyropedia would be taught to the generals at West Point, the highest US military academy, not for the purpose of creating war, but for making peace through the art of leadership. When I ruled my vast empire 25 centuries ago, and I established the Persian dynasty of Achaemenid, I knew that that was mortal, and I too was also mortal. But I knew that the messages of love, affection, care, tolerance, peace, and prosperity for all mankind will always be immortal and will last forever. You may not know this, but because of the essence of my beliefs, my Persian way of life, and the good deeds that I employed, I am referred to multiple times in the holy book of the Old Testament as the Messiah and the liberator of Jews. And so you, dear fellow human, do good for the sole sake of goodness and goodness alone, and not for any expectation of reward in this life or the next. This will make you immortal. May the ever fresh and everlasting Nowruz, with its messages of love and peace for all mankind, bring you, your family, and your loved ones peace, health, happiness, and prosperity. Happy Nowruz, and know that because of my own personal beliefs and my Persian cultural beliefs, I love you all. Happy Nowruz.
بچه‌های عزیز دعوت می‌کنم که لطفاً بیاید جلو، سکه‌های خودتون یا ایدی‌های خودتون رو بگیرید. All the kids come front stage to grab your gifts.
این برنامه سکه دادن رو ادامه میدیم بغل میز 7 سین. ما چون برنامه داریم ساعت 3 بعد از ظهر، اگر اجازه بدین ادامه بدیم این برنامه رو. الان بیایم بغل میز 7 سین لطفاً دوستان، اگه